love you. 'Cause I was sick of trying. We were slowly dying.
What's up, everyone? 3D Print 747 here, back again with another video. So I'm making a front license plate cover for my new car. I bought a new / used Crosstrek, and it has holes in the front bumper, and I live in Florida and we don't need a front license plate. So what I'm gonna do is cover it up. So what I did was design a print in Tinkercad. I'm gonna print it in PTG, and the bat will be gray and the back will be black, and it'll cover up the holes. And for some reason mine has 4 holes because the idiot that had it before I did screwed like 2 more holes into the bumper. So this will cover up the entire thing. So I just went in, I got my micrometer, measured everything out, and pretty much just took it in Tinkercad, created a flat 1mm base, imported the Batman logo, STL, lowered it, brought it down a little bit, and then found where the holes would be, where they would line up, and matched it up. And actually it's pretty perfect. There will be a picture of it at the end of this video. PTG is going to be here tomorrow, which by the time you see this video, you'll see the final design. But why I started this video was because if you look at these results, and these are all just test prints, I was just testing to see what layer I'm going to stop the print at to start the gray, because I'm going to have a black background and then a gray bat. So I was just testing, and do you see all these divots? I'm like, what the heck is going on? The first print, that's the first one. It turned out okay, but we've got this thing across here. And, excuse me, yeah, so 0.28 layer height, 5% with a brim, no adaptive layer height, and it just did that. So I'm not sure why it did it. So I moved on. So then I did a 0.16mm layer height and tried adaptive layer height, and that doesn't look good either. And you can see here that kind of lifted off the bed. So if you put that down, you can see the lift. So took this one and I tried ironing with a 0.08 layer height, and that's what ironing turned out to look like. And again, these are all on my P1P. Went to this one, 0.08, and tried ironing, and garbage. See all the bubbles? I'm sure you can see that. Yep. So yeah, so I moved to this one, and 0.12 layer height. I changed it to grid infill, ironing with a brim, or no ironing with a brim, and it looks like I put it out at the range and shot BBs at it. So I thought maybe it's the filament. So I grabbed another roll, tried it, same results. Look at this. Ugh, nasty. These are all in the P1P. So what I did was try the P1S. Different printer, different print conditions, different head, print head. So went ahead and did it, and that happened. Beautiful. 0.12 layer height, no ironing, with a brim, 5% infill, with a line infill, and that's going to look good. Now I only painted it white because I just wanted to show what it would look like. This is going to be gray, so the infill, or not the infill, but the gray is going to start at the bottom of the bat, so the back will be black, and then the gray will start and make a gray bat to cover up the stupid holes on the front of my bumper. So I thought, all right, so the P1S is working fine. What could be different? What could be wrong? So I thought, I've got an extra 0.04 nozzle. Could it be a partial clog? I mean, is this what we're looking at when we're looking at a partial clog? Look at that. And I had some issues with another print, a Pac-Man planter that I made, and it would always like kind of hollow out lines there, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I thought about it, and I printed this on the P1S, and I'm like, okay, the P1S looks fine. The P1P, again, looks like garbage. What are we looking at here? Garbage, bullet holes, garbage, garbage, garbage. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and change the nozzle on the P1S, and boom. That was the problem. There was a partial clog in the nozzle on the P1S. So it's still printed okay for some prints, but for other ones, it didn't. So if you're ever having issues like this, where you're wondering what the heck is going on, because I thought maybe it was, wet filament, and maybe it wasn't dry enough, and I was going to go that route. But when I moved actually moved the filament from the P1S or P1P over to the P1S and printed, and it printed fine. So this was the last one on the P1P, and then I moved this filament over to the P1S, and I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely not the filament. So what's going on here? And what was going on was the nozzle being partially clogged. So if you run into issues like this, change your nozzle. They're $14. And then what you can do is, when you get it off the printer, get a little, what are they called? They are called no cloggers. Hold it with a pair of pliers, heat it up with an heat gun, an air gun, heat gun, and shove this through and clean it out, and that probably saves the nozzle. So you don't have to throw it away. So, yeah, this is the issue. And I've been struggling for like probably a week printing different things. This Pac-Man kicked my ass, so I had to put it on the P1S. But yeah, if you're running into problems like that, change your nozzle. Alright, so I got my PTG, and I just ran the print on my P1P. I replaced the nozzle. See these weird lines in the print? I was wondering what would happen if I printed like that. And sure enough, they showed up in the print. And I'm not really sure why. So I'm going to restart BambuLab Studio and see if these lines go away. So back in a second. All right, so again, here is the print with the weird lines through it, right? You can see that. Kind of strange the way that happened, and it showed up in the slicer, as you saw. So what I did was restart Bamboo Studio, and here is how it turned out. So the lines went away. I also lowered the height where the gray changes, because this was kind of translucent. You can see the black shadowing through that, and I didn't like that. So I went a little lower on where the gray got changed out from the black. You can see the difference there. This was really high, like at the top of the print. This was probably 4 layers in, maybe. But everything looks good except for that blob and this blob. So I don't know why it decided to blob out when this didn't blob out. So I'm printing it again, and eventually we're going to get a perfect print. Fingers crossed. So stay tuned. All right, so the print is finished. The one on top was the first one that I did, and I was happy with it, except for there was a blob right there, and then one right there. I'm not sure what happened, but I did it again, and it turned out awesome. So this is going to go on the front of the car to hide the ugly holes. I'll put a picture of what it looks like before and after this. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, but especially hit that like button, because it tells YouTube that people are actually watching the video and enjoy what I'm doing. So if you do enjoy what I'm doing, please hit that like button. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. 3D Print 747, I'm out of here.